Okay, let's call to order the Planning Committee meeting for Tuesday, January 24th. A motion on the minutes. Motion moved, seconded. All those in favor, contrary, carried. Our next meeting will be on February the 7th at 4 o'clock here in the council chambers. And the first item that we have is the Richmond Seniors Advisory Committee, the 2023 annual report and work program, and it is to be approved. And Claire Addison is our speaker. So let's see how we do that. Presenter, are you on? No? Yes, you're on.
Nothing to add, Mr. Chair.
What didn't I do? Okay. Anything to add to your report or any highlights?
Nothing to add, Mr. Chair.
Any questions of staff? Carol? All right, Carol Day, where are you here? All right, there you are.
Thanks very much. I just want to say, working with the Seniors Advisory Group is really an honor. I cannot believe the dedication and time that everybody puts in. And you, Claire, are the gatekeeper. Thank you so much for keeping everybody organized and on task. So I think this is a great report. And, you know, the Seniors Advisory Committee really does contribute to this.
I had a question, if I may. I better not. What does this committee or any of the other committees do presentations on safety in terms of scams and that kind of thing and the internet with regard to talking about it? For example, the lady this week, a woman scammed out of $80,000 because she thought her a senior. And that, I didn't see that in there, and I just wondered with the RCMP, and I mean, for everybody, not just the seniors, but whether it was anything that anybody had discussed at the time. Or is this not the committee doing it, it's the other committee?
Yeah. To the chair, similar initiatives related to safety for seniors are a focus of the seniors strategy. And the Seniors Advisory Committee will be part of the working group that's focusing on prioritizing initiatives moving forward. And they're also involved in community engagement and spreading awareness of opportunities to participate in activities such as that. But those initiatives will be brought forward through the implementation of the seniors strategy.
Yeah, I think even in this day and age, education is extremely important to let people know. Any other questions or comments? A motion to approve, moved, seconded. All those in favor, contrary, carried. Thank you very much. Okay, and the next item that we have here is the Richmond Advisory Committee on the Environment, the annual report and work program. The first portion of it is to be received for information. Second portion is to be approved. And we have Steve Gully and Bevik Bahina. Okay, welcome. And anything to add, anything to highlight?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Nothing to add.
All right, questions? Well, nobody? Moved and seconded. All I can say is a very good report, very well detailed, very well outlined, and keep up the good work. Anything else? All those in favor? Contrary, carried. There you go. All right, the third item we have is a processing optimization development and building permit, and it is to be received for information. And Mr. Craig, Mr. Cooper, and
Mr. Tufik.
oh, okay. Oh, there it is on this one. Yeah. Okay. All right, gentlemen. Anything to add? Anything to clarify? Maybe go over what you're going to do. Can you do it in a couple of sentences? I think it's important on this one because I had a couple of questions about pre-construction meetings or pre-meetings before you even, somebody who is a novice out there or whatever wants to try to do something. Could they? Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. This report that was presented to you is to update the committee on the permit optimization project. Work has been ongoing through 2022 and will be ongoing through the course of this year. The report itself outlines the project itself, key deliverables, and ongoing activities. If you have any specific questions, I'm happy to respond.
Okay.
If I could add through the chair, the permitting optimization project, while it focuses on improving our software used for how we deal with development applications and building permits. This does build upon a number of other initiatives that the city is already undertaking with respect to trying to prioritize and streamline development approvals. So things such as concurrent application reviews, prioritizing affordable housing projects. There was reference at the beginning of the meeting to pre-application meetings. We do have a process where we do invite any applicant wishing to submit an application either for building permit or rezoning or development permit to meet with staff in advance of the application submission. That does allow us to identify some areas to make sure that there are appropriate studies submitted at time of application, which does reduce the overall processing time. Happy to answer any additional questions.
Okay, oh, sorry. Carol, sorry. Where am I here? Yep,
Yeah.
are you on now?
I'm on
Good.
now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great to see this. I think a lot of people, including staff and applicants, are going to be happy to see the process be streamlined more. My question is, often councillors will get letters or phone calls from applicants that are just, I don't know why this is taking so long, and then I'll follow up with staff, and often they're missing one piece. It's one box that wasn't ticked. Will this catch those and potentially alert the applicant?
Through the chair, yes. One of the outcomes of this, the permitting optimization project, is the creation of a client portal, which will allow applicants with real-time access to information. That will hopefully address issues where they're aware of perhaps outstanding information on their consultant's behalf. It'll also provide them with detailed information as to what material may be outstanding. One of the associated projects that is ongoing with this is also the creation of a number of checklists to ensure that application submissions are complete and fulsome in terms of when they are received.
Well, that's just great news, because I'm sure it's frustrating for staff to have a frustrated applicant, but it's also frustrating for the applicant to not realize that they were missing a component. So great job, and I'm looking forward to seeing this roll out.
Okay, good. Jack, sorry, you're on. Oh, wait, hang on. Where am
Yes,
I?
good, thank you. Well, I think this is very exciting, and I think this is something the community is expecting and hoping for. Now, I don't know if at some time, whether or not you can provide us with a visual demonstration of how this is going to work in the different steps that this will take, and, if an application comes in, how will it, flow through the process.
Through the chair to Councillor Rao, yes, we can definitely make that sort of demo available. We're a bit of a ways away from that. Part of ensuring the success of this project is to make sure that we are consulting with the stakeholders and that the ultimate system that is designed responds to their goals and objectives. But upon resolution of the matter, we can definitely make a presentation in term to this committee.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay. Alexa, you,
Live.
yes, you're on, you're live.
Thank you, through the chair. Thank you for this. I think a lot of people are really excited about it. A couple questions. Before you put in an application, is there any way you can see any other applications and what's happening, or is there any way to determine where you might end up in the queue? So certainly we've heard from some applicants and they're like, yeah, we finally heard from someone, we're 18th in line to get reviewed by so-and-so. So before they even get into the process, could, when you go to the whatever meat market and you can see where you are and how soon you're going to be able to get served, would that be an opportunity that we can show people how full the queue is? And
Through the chair to Councillor Liu, yes, part of that would be an additive part to what we're proposing, and this would be a customer dashboard. So that could be accessed. That it would essentially be, yes, you are number 16 in the queue. But I think right now, all it takes is a phone call. It's really because with each application, the major sort of project manager or the plan reviewer is identified and the contact information is identified. So that information can be accessed privately with just a phone call.
Okay, so but if you're at the point where you're not even ready, you're considering an application, and you're considering even buying a property and knowing that you might be 35th in line, you
Right,
might, you may change your, whether or not you go forward with that or not, especially with rising interest rates, right? So is it possible to look at other people's applications or no? Like you can only look at your own application, you have your own dashboard, that's it? Or is there sort of some sort of aggregate of like, what kind of things are in the pipe, like that anyone could look at and see?
Well, right now, through the chair to Councillor Liu, right now the system is not designed particularly for allowing viewing to other people's applications, the details for that. But in what is planned in terms of a customer dashboard, we will have information as to the number of applications currently under review.
And through the chair, with respect to rezoning development permit applications, we do publish a monthly report on the city website that does identify all applications that are under staff review currently. It does indicate the description of the application as well as a brief summary of pertinent details, applicant, address, et cetera. As part of other initiatives, we are looking at ways to perhaps create more user-friendly ways to access staff reports through the city's GIS, but that is separate from what we're looking at here.
Thanks.
Okay. Laura, are we,
Michael had his hand up way before me, but you can't see him because it's on Zoom.
okay, should be on now.
Michael?
Oh, I've
Oh,
got.
yes, yep, good to go.
I just wanted to make sure you saw him.
I was trying.
Oh, thanks, yeah. Thank you, I just have two questions.
Hang on a minute, Michael, we're gonna have a classroom lesson here. Michael
no
doesn't
worries.
come up on my. Okay, so how do I acknowledge him on my sheet here? Sorry, Michael, we're gonna do a little technology here instead of biology 12.
You don't need to, you can just ask him to speak.
Okay, and, okay, so anybody remote. Okay, Michael, you're on, good, we've learned.
Great, I appreciate that, thanks, yeah, I'm part of the learning curve here as well. So I have two questions. First one to staff is, of the list of the permit optimization program, I appreciate a lot of them are for online and digital support. Is there any part to that, the POP project, that is enhancing the support for in-person or for those who are calling in, or is it through other means that those will be improved?
If I, go ahead. Through the chair to Councillor Wolf, the processes that are being implemented right now would also enhance the in-house processing of applications. There is an intent in perhaps enabling today, facilitating digital and electronic type applications. But if there was some assistance required at front of house, for example, it would enable the processes to be streamlined through the same process, although it would be in a physical environment.
Okay, great, thank you. And my second question through the chair to staff. I know when I asked on behalf of some residents who were frustrated with soil deposit and removal issues, I was sent a document that's the application process, which included flow charts. Will the permit optimization program, or does it already include flow charts that people can kind of check off and see where they are along the way? Because when I finally gave that to some residents, that made it a night and day difference to how they felt about the process.
Through the chair to Councillor Wolf, in terms of rezoning development permit and subdivision, we do have information bulletins which do have high-level flow charts as to what the process involves. Those are available through the city's website. I'll let Mr. Cooper and Mr. Tufik speak to building permits.
Right, through the chair. We already do have under building approvals in the city's website, we do have expectations for the items to be included in a building permit application. And we do have a sequence of activity that shows what the applicant would experience from a pre-application screening to plan review to issuance. So these are things that are also items available on the building application or the building approvals website.
Great, thank you very much. That's all.
Okay, Laura.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you so much for the report. It's so great to see this, great to see it coming along. I was just curious, do you have an estimate of when the project is going to turn into like tangible, actual timeline improvements? And do you have an estimate of when we're going to start seeing that and what it's going to look like?
Through the chair to Councillor Gillanders, we will be starting beta testing, starting on with the self-serve style of uploading permit applications on single-family homes sometime in Q2. And so through that, we will shake out all the bugs, and we would be we're applying the same program to all building permit applications and development applications after that.
That's great. Yeah, it'd be good to see when you come back to us with the progress later in the year. Then it would be great to have an estimate. Like, we think this could cut down approvals for affordable housing projects to such and such months versus whatever. Just to know and when it might start taking effect. Thank you.
Okay. All right, anybody else? Okay, Chuck?
Yes, okay. I just want to ask one more question. So, for those applications already in line, is already waiting, will they be switched to this program after this is being implemented? Or, they were two different lines?
Okay, through the chair to Councillor Au, no, the applications already in progress will continue with their plan review.
Okay.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, recommendation is to receive it for information. Move seconded, all those in favor. Contrary carried. Okay, next item is managers' reports.
Yes.
Mr. Craig.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just one update for committee. You may recall that council endorsed a non-farm use to allow for a addition to an existing secondary residence within the ALR for accessibility purposes. That ALR non-farm use application was approved by council in September of last year. The ALC approved that application on January 10th of this year. The applicant will need to submit a rezoning application to fulfill the next part of the process. They are aware of that and will be submitting that application shortly.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? Up, come on forward.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to provide the committee a quick update on the NAV Canada's current public consultation process on updating their airspace modernization project surrounding YVR. So there's been, I guess, recent publications on this recently, so you may be aware of this. NAV Canada is essentially proposing changes to approach procedures to YVR and changes to existing arrival routes. The intent is to provide shorter and more direct routes to YVR, resulting in reduced GHGs and some avoidance of residentially populated areas. So staff have been reviewing this, and we've determined at this point that there's no negative impact to building heights or noise contours. I should also note that this is a separate process from YVR's proposal to update airport zoning regulations. As you'll recall, council made amendments to the maximum building heights to select areas in the city center in 2019 to allow YVR to modify their airport zoning regulations and seek approval from Transport Canada. That process is almost wrapping up. But with respect to the NAV Canada proposal, there'll be an online event to address community-specific concerns for Richmond this Thursday. January 26th at 6 p.m. And staff will monitor and will follow up if there's any impacts to Richmond. Happy to answer any questions.
Carol? Sorry, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. That's good news. Question, is there any talk of increasing use of the north runway?
Through the chair to Councillor Day, not at this point, and I don't believe that's the scope of this particular project. With respect to usage of the north runway, that'll be through discussions with YVR directly.
Is there anything that council can do to help move that forward?
There will be an annual report coming up later on this year from the YVR Noise Management Committee, and perhaps at that time could be a good time to bring that
All
up
right,
again.
good. Give us a job to do. Thank you.
Okay, anything else? Any managers? Okay, motion to adjourn? We're adjourned. Thank you very much.